everybody, and welcome to an idiotic episode of Is It Kino. I am Simian Jimmy, joined as always by the man who moved into my shed, Eggy Eggman Rodriguez.
That's minion for your darn tootin', baby.
Now, folks, you may recall Eggy and I went and reviewed the Minions Rise of Gru movie. We very much enjoyed it. We knew we were going to do a Despicable Me 4 review, and a horrible idea was born when we saw advertising for the Cold Stone Minions flavored ice cream cake. It tastes like Minions, and we're excited to eat it.
I did bring a minion here for research purposes. Let me see. All right.
Good flavor profile.
I think I know what I'm going to be looking for in the cake.
So the idea that was formed was, what if during our Is It Kino review of the film, we cannot stop reviewing it until we eat an entire Minions flavored ice cream cake with our bare hands.
Well, it's a good thing I cleaned my nails today, because otherwise it'd be a little bit extra topping. But you know what? I'm thinking this cake looks popping. No Starbucks.
Some might say it's the most idiotic thing and pointless thing ever, but shall we dig in and discuss the fine film, Eggy? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm coming right in.
We haven't eaten all day. Like, I'm legit starving. I'm so fucking hungry. Oh, we looked it up. It's like 20... No, how many calories was the whole cake?
5,600 calories. I think it's supposed to serve 12 to 14 people. Well...
So, we're going to eat 2,800 calories a cake each. Ice cream cake.
You know, my weight is about 12 to 14 times 20 pounds, so, you know, if I just eat as much as a toddler with every fistful, and I'm eating like a toddler, and I'm really in the spirit of a toddler because that's who this movie's marketed to. Anyways, without further ado...
Let's dive in, baby.
Cheers.
Oh, feels good. Feels good, folks. Oh. So, Eggy, Despicable Me 4, we walk out of the theater, and you say to me wholeheartedly, that's got to be the film of the year for me. Do you still feel that way?
I do, you know. I think I've seen at least 3 movies this year. As July starts and descends upon us here. Happy 4th of July, by the way. And, you know...
This is not bad.
It's despicalicious, if you ask me.
Minionlicious. Well, my problem is, Eggy, we watched this children's cartoon, and, you know... It's what I'm expecting. It's like you take the episode of The Simpsons when they move to a new city and then they move back. It's kind of that, but stretched out to 90 minutes and way less funny and creative. And then last night we watched this new 2024 film called Thelma, and it's this beautiful piece of art.
What about my money? Am I supposed to just let them have it? I'm gonna get it back.
About an elderly woman lost in the world who gets scammed and gets revenge. And even after watching that, you still think Despicable Me 4 is the movie of the year. We need to debate this while eating this delicious cake.
Well, so, I think as I said, I thought there was supposed to be a new Lil Yachty song. I know Yeet did Rich Minion. That's hard to beat, but, you know, Rich Minion's really in a league of its own. I don't think I heard the Lil Yachty song in the movie, but it was scored well. Because Gru, I guess, class of 85, I think it was. So Gru's, you know, significant boomer age. He loves those rockin' hits from the 80s. Thelma, I mean, she could at least bust out the ragtime. I know she wasn't moving like she used to, but when she was in this depressive state, she's ready to risk it all to go after the people who wronged her. I mean, they could have had a little bit of, you know. So the score really is big, but honestly, for me, what brought Despicable Me 4 to goated territory is, I want to say, the direction, but obviously it's an animated film. There is no cinematography, but I feel that the way that it was angled and directed and these views in the film that we are given, I felt like they were very driving. And not that Thelma didn't have engaging cinematography. It was a very engaging film, but I was actually taken away by just how well Despicable Me 4 really brought me in emotionally.
What emotions did you feel? If I'm going to be honest, and I wrote this in my Letterboxd review, it's a series of B plots. There's not really like an overarching story. The premise of Gru captures Will Ferrell's He's a villain who was his rival in high school. He meets him up with him at the class reunion, gets him arrested because Gru, he's a race traitor. He hates villains now. He wants to get them all locked up. And then the premise of, oh yeah, he escaped from prison and wants revenge. That's the A plot. It pops up for maybe 10 minutes of the movie total. The rest of it is each member of the family gets their own shitty B plot of moving to a new city. You've seen it a million times before. I just complained in my Inside Out 2 review that all these kids' movies, there aren't traumatic things that happen to children that you can show in a cartoon other than really like moving or divorce. And so that's why we get fucking moving plots over and over again. And I feel like Despicable Me 4 was just, it's a passing fancy. There's a few cute vignettes, a few cute moments with the minions doing their NASCAR routine. But otherwise, what emotional stakes really got to you, Eggy?
Well, first, it really ripped me out of the gate because the film starts out, Gru, he's going to his class reunion. He's there with the minions. He's seething because, first off, you have the gang culture allegory here, drawing these comparisons. Gru, he was a gang member. He was in the villain gang. But now he turned tail and he's snitch and he's going after... He's working with the feds.
You relate to that because you used to be like a hardcore incel and then like you got some pussy and now you're like, we gotta lock them all up. Is that kind of what you're going for?
My lawyers advised me not to comment on that. But anyways.
This is a lot of cake to eat.
It's going down so smooth on that part. The biggest problem I have with this cake right now is that it's making my hand very cold.
Yeah. What flavor is this? Banana?
I think the yellow ice cream is marshmallow.
Okay.
Anyways, they're having this class reunion. We go in, Gru's a loser. The main villain, Maxime, he's the greatest. He's basically Giga Chad, except French, so, flamboyant. That's what they like.
And that's Will Ferrell doing a French accent.
So Mr. Maxime, his great thing is that he took the cockroach pill. He said, listen, cockroaches can survive nuclear apocalypse, apparently, so he turned himself into a cockroach. I got real Pickle Rick energy from that. I almost stood up and started applauding.
And if anything, it's kind of like Ant-Man from Marvel, but with cockroaches. Like he's the cockroach king. He's on his throne with a Midas touch and a heart of stone. Shout out to Haken.
And actually, Thelma also had cockroaches in the film, but
that's
the cockroaches in Despicable Me 4 were more endearing to me. But anyway.
Well, filmmakers the last 4 years, they look at the White House, they see a cockroach, and they want to put it in all their movies.
Is that an orange cockroach or a wrinkly cockroach?
It's Biden, he won't fucking die. Not yet. Shout out to the lawyers, keeping my mouth shut. Don't know what that means. But what is the point, Eggy? How can you say this is more emotional? It
was emotional because he gets Maxime. He calls down the forces of the government upon him. We know how those forces are. Drops him and he gets him in like a electro rap or something, and they're taking him away. And he's standing up on stage and he goes, I have the greatest villain in the world. And all of a sudden Maxime is like Five Nights at Freddy's style, just like bursts back to like, I'm gonna kill you. And he slices him and it cuts off the
cut his Oscar in half,
And he's like, when I get out, your entire family's dead. And I feel like there's the pacing in the way that and this is where it first stood out to me, but it was consistent throughout multiple action in the film. And the fact is that not all these action scenes carried the weight that did, where this is like, he's about to try to kill him. There was other action too. There was the action with the kids in the dojo. There was the action with the mother, who I don't know her as Blanche. I don't even know what her real name is because I don't know if I probably watched one of these movies before, but I'm not sure. I didn't know Gru was getting it in like that, That just made me even...
Yeah, I think
that was another part
I missed many of the middle chapters of the story. So you said you can handle the rest of this, egg?
It looks like a nice cord. Oh my... This is like straight up ice in my hand right here. Got ice in my hand, but don't call me your ice hand. Man on my hand, but don't call me a minion.
Now, to go off what you're saying, Eggy, the threat of this cockroach man, his blades are so sharp that Gru actually feels fear. He feels fear of death as he's being dragged away because he's got like a cut on his cheek, and he says, "Wow, that wasn't scary at all," in his ridiculous Gru voice. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a real threat. This dude broke out of prison. He's gonna come slash up the family. But then his motivation seems to completely change, and now he just wants to kidnap Gru's baby son and raised him as his little cockroach, his own son. And he doesn't want to kill anybody in Gru's family. It's kind of like Dr. Evil in Austin Powers that we've been watching. They don't want to kill the hero, they just want to fuck with them, really. Why did he change his motivation, Eggy? Why do you want to kill him in one scene and then take his son in the next?
Well, I'm not sure. Was he aware initially
that he had his son? Maybe not.
So I think maybe that might have been part of it. He seen it as a greater, maybe, damage to Gru's legacy. I mean, maybe he still had plans to kill him too. Maybe he was going to raise his son to kill Gru.
Oh my, yeah, that'd be good. And I guess they tried to kill him with the big robot, but then it falls through the parking structure. So I might be full of shit. But Thelma, it's a story that is so relatable to all of us about a 93-year-old woman. I mean, the best we can hope for is that we all live to see all of our friends and family die like poor Thelma did. And she feels like a burden on society and to her family. And when she gets scammed by those damn phone scammers, as an old woman, they just expect her to get over it. But no, she takes matters into her own hands and gets a gun and goes for revenge. I felt that was a lot more relatable than anything the Minions had going on.
I think also at my age, I don't know, because, obviously it's a children's movie, but I think they wrote it well enough that a man middle-aged, such as myself, here, hand deep in a Minions ice cream cake on YouTube, can relate to where, I could really feel myself in Gru's pointed shoes, really just trying to improve again. And also, there's one of the subplots of the film is that, Gru, they put him in witness protection, so we're going to keep you away from Maxime. He's not going to know where you are, but the neighbors he gets put next to have a young daughter who recognizes him from his infamy, and she blackmails him to help her do a crime because she wants to be a supervillain someday, so it's going to be like her big thing, her big break. And it's sort of like, there's definitely like a street and gang tie that, I'm finally out of the game. I'm finally don't have to bust a cap on those busters anymore. And she's over there, she's like, Gru, you better be ready to slide on the ops one last time, because you know what I'm saying, this is for life, baby, tatted head to toe, He's like, all right, I guess I gotta spin the block one more time.
And to compare it again to Inside Out 2, another sequel, the animated sequel, I thought that Inside Out 2 was repeating the plot of the first one too much. It felt like just a carbon copy. Despicable Me is 4 movies in, like 6 or 7 if you count the Minions. And they're bringing fresh stuff, like the concept of he is in witness protection and the neighbor daughter is blackmailing him because she wants to be a villain like him. That's creative. And that's a new direction to take it. He's the reluctant villain who wants to be like an anti-villain. That's a whole new direction with it. So, again, props to Despicable Me. Better than Inside Out 2, even though I gave it a lower score on Letterboxd, but fuck it. Spiritually, it's a better film. Oh my god, Egg, I don't know if we could... I don't know about this one.
Let's see.
No, I'm in pain.
If it's 2,800 calories per half, and we've each eaten about a half, so we've each probably eaten like 1,500 calories of ice cream cake in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well... Should we just slap our faces with our hand? I'll say again, as somebody who has not seen the entire franchise, I still appreciated the epic musical finale where the hero and villain of this film, Gru and Will Ferrell, they really get over their differences almost immediately after the villain has been defeated, and they sing what's the song? Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah, and they actually, obviously the voice very professionally. These guys that do the voices have done their fair share of music, but I think they are able to maintain the character voices very well while not making it unpleasant to listen to. They're able to hit these notes in their own way. It also kind of ties back into the reason why that's how the film ends, is that Maxime, his hatred of Gru actually started when they were in junior high, I believe it was, and they had a talent show where Maxime was going to be Boy George and perform Karma Chameleon, but Gru took it first.
Karma Chameleon.
So I think, you know what? if a villain can put on makeup and paint their nails and dye their hair in braids and dance in the 1980s, listen, chuds, it's 2024. We can style out with it and get a little bit, it's not wrong, okay?
And where I was going with that was during this musical finale of the two of them singing in the prison, what I can tell, all the villains from all of these movies, including even the Minions movies, like I recognize villains from the Rise of Gru movie, all the villains come out to sing along and like join the party. So it's like a very touching celebration of the entire franchise thus far. And as somebody who's not even a big fan, despite what you see on screen may suggest, even I was touched by it. Truly beautiful. It's like the ending of a Shrek movie. All the characters come out to sing some karaoke.
And it's very, very, very Shrek-esque when you mention it, yeah. And
more movies need to end like that, where every character in the movie, whether they died or not, they just show up to sing.
And it might seem surface level, but I appreciate how the writers tied together with a era-appropriate music, but also it's thematically appropriate for the situation with all the villains.
Because they want to rule the world?
Yep.
Eggy, should I change my mind about titling this "The Review Doesn't End Until We Eat the Cake"? Because you gotta be completely honest, fam. I don't know if I'm eating this one.
Yeah, I think I'm about to make myself sick.
Yes, we did it for you guys, but this is as much as I care about you. Not enough to kill myself. Do we have any other final thoughts on Despicable Me 4, Eggy? I think I covered most of what I wanted to say.
The Zoomers have a term for when something's really good. They say it's really gas.
Oh shit, it's the fart gun from the Minions movie. Or from this movie.
No.
Oh yeah, I guess we did buy some Minions toys at Walmart to play with. I guess we should dive into those while we're still here.
Happy 4th of July from everyone at Minions Industries.
Hell yeah. I guess we didn't mention the film introduces the Mega Minions.
Damn, that was a ripper.
They take 5 minions and they give them superpowers, Eggy. And I believe this one that you bought at the store is your spirit minion. Would you like to talk about him?
Oh, yes. Mega Jerry. I also want to say, I guess, the Mega Minion subplot, I enjoyed that.
But it was completely pointless. Like, no offense. Like, I enjoyed they're doing experiments to see, and it's just like complete failure. Nothing about it even contributes to the ending at all, other than just retardation. Complete non sequiturs, but they were kind of funny.
We'll let that explode over here. So Mega Jerry here, his power is he can eat anything. And there was a bomb. It was about to go off, so he eats the bomb to help them. And everyone's like, woo, let's go. And then he burps, and it has the reverberation of the entire bomb, and it kills everybody. But at one point in the film, the Mega Minions are called back for one last mission, the final battle against Maxime and the giant cockroach machine.
They all get retired because they're useless as heroes. And his retirement, again, it's part of Eggy's culture.
Yes, so we see him in the casino pulling the slot machine, and the gold coins, it's a big jackpot, start flying out. And
he's playing like a game from the 80s because there's quarters coming out.
And he was so excited, so relatable, but as he's getting called back. So he just eats all the gold coins out of the jackpot, goes back, and he delivers the final blow to Maxime with his enhanced jackpot weight. Yeah,
he still has all the coins in his mouth, and he just body slams the bad guy. Happy ending.
So I said, you know what? And they actually, there's a thing here where it makes him a manlet, push his feet in. So I felt like that really
artsy mode,
body positivity for men. That we have somebody to look up to. He's a gambler. He's a manlet.
Does it do anything else, or the feet just go in?
Oh, the whole thing.
He becomes a ball.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, but you also bought one of the, what is this, Eggy? What is this thing you bought?
Well, speaking of gambling, this capsule contains, it has the logo of the Anti-Villain League on it. Mm-hmm. When you pop it open, it's got a special person inside. Oh my goodness, I just broke the seal. Let's find out who we got. Oh, he's been wrapped up.
One of the Mega Minions. We don't know which one. Hopefully it's the same one we already bought. Show
Our
me
special
Jerry.
Final guest of the episode.
If you didn't have cake frosting all over.
Oh my goodness, it's him!
Yeah! Talk about gambling. We got 2 Jerrys, baby. Hell
I ain't
yeah.
talking about Rick and Morty, but you know what? More Jerry's, please. Say hello to my little friend. Oh wait, that was this trigger. That's what I was. Alright, there we go. I think. Oh, it's working.
Doing like Matrix to dodge him.
Yeah. It does have Matrix-like qualities. Well, these rings are a little light, but the light over here.
We have like a smoke fog machine effect now we could do.
I think he's immune.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's used to my farts.
He's sniffing it up.
He's used to smoke rings and farts coming out. Right, Blaze?